Hey everybody, just doing a test here and everything and making sure that the audio is okay and stuff. Hey, there's Jack Dawson, there's Aaron. How you guys doing? I have to let you know why I've been out of commission here for a little bit, but just let me know if my voice is coming through clear enough, please, because still trying to get everything kind of fixed up here. I really appreciate it, guys. If you would. So just trying to get things ready for Sunday for our baseball Super Bowl thing or whatever. So audio's all right. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, buddy. So what happened? Why I haven't been around is Saturday morning. So the laptop that I usually use along with stream crystal clear. Hey, Greg. Thank you, buddy. Decided to just go kaboom. Right. So I got home from work Saturday. I'm trying to go through. It was just giving me random blue screens of death. And I've also told you guys I had a newer computer sitting next to me that I've only had on like 8 or 9 times, and it's a really beastly computer. It's really good. Anyhow, I ended up restore or just doing like reinstalling Windows because I didn't know what was going on. I think it was just a bad peripheral. So anyhow, I've been migrating all the baseball stuff now, and that's been a lot of work. It's not done yet. Over to this new PC. And then I realized, oh my God, I can't broadcast because there was a thing that said, yeah, you can broadcast using that like multiple screen thing on one monitor, what sounded like crap. So I had to end up today, after all the other crazy stuff I was doing, I bought this little tiny external monitor just for being able to interact with you guys, monitoring chat. So it's real nice and clear and everything's getting there. However, that's put kind of McGreevy sort of way behind schedule because I've got to find those files and everything again. So that's been crazy. Thanks to Aaron Reed, he was big help. Actually helping me because the migration tool for baseball Windows is really stupid. I'm not going to. Basically, what that allows you to do is just reinstall seasons from one version to another, from one computer to another. And the way they made it is ridiculous. So Aaron showed me a workaround for that. So thank you, Aaron Reed. So I just want to make sure things are going all right. So that way we can go ahead with Sunday, because that's, I know a lot of people have been really counting on that. Sundays and our Super Bowl Sunday baseball, what have you. So we're going to do a lot of baseball, maybe have a little baseball chin wag. But I had to get baseball for Windows, especially. I wanted to get that loaded because, uh, got to take breaks every once in a while. So if I can take a break, like to have dinner, I can let Ernie call a game and stuff like that. And since pretty much everybody has a wrench in here, you guys, if some idiot comes in, you can just bop them on the head or whatever. I trust everybody. But I'll tell you what, if for anybody, and I know this is probably really obvious, but make sure everything you have, your files, everything, and I'm glad I did it, back it up to your Google Drive or OneDrive or whatever it is. Because if I hadn't done that, I would have had to, oh my God, it would have been awful. So the older PC that I was working, now for some reason it's working because I unplugged a peripheral, and so I think that's what's going on. But nonetheless, looks like we're in business. And Paul will be happy to know actually the first game I put on back on this new computer after, well, outside of Steam, was Pocket Pennant Run. So there it is. So I just thought I would give it a little place. And yep, I see there's, I do have a lot of icons. I'll be getting rid of those soon, but it ain't as bad as it used to be. Ain't as bad as it used to be. So hope everybody's doing well. And I missed being on here this weekend, man. It was awful. It was awful. I really wanted to do some baseball games, and I just could. I had to. I tell you what. This is how much I love you guys, this community. So I went on Amazon. I'm like, okay, I just need a little monitor. I don't need anything big and fancy, you know. And so for $49, I got this little like 15-inch monitor for me to just be able to look at the chat and stuff like that, and had it paid the extra $10 to have it delivered in an hour from Amazon, because I'm like, I don't want to wait till overnight, and Amazon deliveries can be really, really weird. So, but yeah, so back in business. So my apologies to anybody who because I did promise that we were going to do a Diamonds and Dice podcast this weekend, and we were going to do some exhibition McGreevy League stuff and whatever, and just you never know when these things are going to happen, but they do. So, but again, I don't know. Aaron Reed is usually in here, so Aaron, a huge shout out to you, man, for helping me. 'Cause I'm the guy that got you into baseball for Windows, but then you taught me the trick of how to migrate seasons. Hey there, Sam. He says Digital Diamond version 14 will not have on-screen interactive charts. It will be PDF like version 13, but it will have clickable fast action cards. All right. Well, I mean that's not too bad. That's not too bad, right? Um, I mean, if you've got to look at a chart, you've got to look at a chart. I'll take that as long as the implementation for Status Pro is complete. I'm totally cool with that. So hope you're doing well, Samuel. Phew. So what a crazy weekend. So this is my Sunday. I start back to work tomorrow in the afternoon. Man, I spent all evening Saturday, all day yesterday, all up till literally 15 minutes ago, just getting everything back up, man. It's just really, really, really crazy. But so, and I guess there's no release date yet on Digital Diamond 14. I probably should. Hopefully, you can wish list it at this point. I'd like to be able to do that. So, thank you for that info, Samuel. I really appreciate it because you guys will be seeing a lot more Digital Diamond baseball um, in our family here. Again, provided that implementation of Status Pro works really well, and hopefully the Sports Illustrated thing works as well. Because I really, really, there's a couple ways you can play Sports Illustrated right now. One of them is, Dombrov Baseball, which is a good baseball game. Then the other one is the one that Mark Anderson is developing called Sports Illustrated Baseball, which is pretty nice, but it's, still an early development. So yeah, there we go. Boy, I don't know what else to say. I'm just happy. Things are working. Things are working. And so it's funny, when you get a PC that you haven't messed around with, that you bought, but it's like, no, you got to put this in this port and that port. And then all of a sudden, bam, everything worked. The guy was so cool. If you guys are ever in the market for a new PC, Exotic PC, Xotic PC, those guys are amazing. Called them. They actually looked up the model of this little monitor that I bought to go along with for doing streams and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, yeah, there's a button for that and push this and that. I mean, that's a company. Try that with Dell. That's not going to happen. Or, some of the big companies like even Asus or whatever. So I really, really, really recommend if you're, in the market for a PC down the road, go with Exotic PC. They've got great financing plans if you need, like me, and you needed something like that. This is a really beastly computer, and it's, the price was right for it. So, but their customer service was great. It was absolutely great. But I'm happy to report Action PC is all set up again. Out of park baseball. I've just got to put the player photos in and download Mike's mod again, and that's ready to go. This thing's ready to go already. I've got to get Pure Sim back and all the other, all the other kind of smaller games. But getting done, and it feels good. It feels good. I was losing it. I actually called Aaron on Discord. I'm like, dude, nothing's working for getting because you would think, right? So you buy APA baseball for Windows, and you think, okay, I just got to copy the seasons I already have into the directory. Hey, Dwayne, how you doing, man? Well, it's not that easy. John Herson and Apple, what they did from about damn time, dude. I telling you what, everything crashed on me Saturday morning, Robert brother. So I'll be catching your broadcast tonight, though, pal. I will be here. This is my Sunday. But man, oh man, so I've been an Apple customer like since the like I don't know before the Pleistocene era. I go full graphics for out of the park. Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely. Again, this PC I'm using now that you see over here, I'm jiggling my mouse. Yeah, this thing doesn't even break a sweat on games like Inzoi. If you guys have looked at that game, that can make computers cry, and this thing just laughs. So yeah, and it's just nice. But so I thought, okay, here's the folder. This has the seasons, right? This should be no problem. Well, it was. So I spent $30, and I thought, okay, I'll just buy baseball for Windows 6.1. Well, that was stupid. So I'm like, okay. Then I found my original install disk for baseball for Windows 5.75. And I installed that, and I thought, yep, I remember, because the migration tool is cool. Migration tool wasn't working, and I'm like, this is bullshit. And I know that Aaron he doesn't use the migration tool, and it was really helpful. What a great family we have here. So got on him on a call, and he said, oh yeah, just do this, copy that, boom, boom, boom. It's a convoluted process, but it works. So I'm happy, because sometimes I need to just have Ernie Harwell on while I'm either practicing Magic, or I'm just like, work absolutely sucked today, I need to listen to some baseball. So, phew, that's good. So, Robert, how's the replay going? If you're still there with us, hopefully your replay is going well, and I could check it tonight, man. Like I said, this has just been all computer work and stuff like that all weekend. It's been absolutely gobshite, to say the least. So, but looking forward to Sunday. I don't know how many people will show up, but we do pretty good usually in these Super Bowl Sunday things. So, yeah. It's going strong, of course, Robert says with full confidence. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. So I got a lot of catching up to do, buddy. Red Sox and Yankees tonight. All right. That's going to be a good one. So 1980, Red Sox and Yankees. It's always good when they meet up, even when they're, yeah. So looking forward. Is that 8 or 8:30 p.m., Robert? Just to let folks know who catch this after the fact. Please let me know. Still no updates for this little guy up here. So for action, or for pocket pennant run, but it'll get there. It'll get there. So Sox and Yankees, good stuff. Anyhow, but good old 8 p.m. All right, 8 p.m. Eastern, guys. 8 p.m. Eastern. So just to tell you, like, the awesomeness now, a difference. So I had to go through all that for baseball for Windows. With Action PC Baseball, all I had to do was copy everything from my old PC and my DK Sports Data directory to this one, and everything's fine. Everything is it's fine. It's like ready to go. It's like, I just wish, and you have to buy seasons from them too, just like you do with baseball for Windows. It's like, Appa, come on, just make it, just make it so, man. So the only thing I have to do is this is one of those big Steve Tate files, but everything working wonderfully, and just really chuffed about that. So, Robert, are you going to pick up Payoff Pitch PC version? Have you thought about that, or any of you guys? I mean, I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. Everybody's excited. It's supposed to come out in April, so 2 months yet till it comes out. But that's the big baseball. Hey, Aaron. So I'm glad you're finally on here, because I've been saying forever and ever and ever today, and I've been on here for 14 minutes. Dude, I cannot thank you enough for your help with baseball for Windows. I was losing it, man. I'm like, what am I going to do if I can't have baseball for Windows? And that's not just for broadcasting. That's for my own mental health. Ooh, got to fix Three Finger Brown. No picture for him. Payoff Pitch is awesome, but you're sticking with Inside Pitch Advanced. Okay, that's cool. Just curious if you were looking at it, because that PC version looks incredible. The cards look beautiful, and I've been watching Baseball Maelstrom and what he's been doing with it, and I really want that game. I really want to get that game. So, got to feed the addiction, man. You got to feed the addiction. So, hey, Dan Burke, my favorite Irishman, he said the thing that sucks about Appa Baseball for Windows when you get a new PC is loading all the stadium discs. Dude, that's what I just went through. And Aaron had to show me like how to do that because it was a bit of a pain in the arse. But after he showed me, it's cool. But you know what? That's going to allow me to be a little bit more focused in that game because before I just had everything loaded from like a couple seasons from the 19th century, but really from 1900 to 1997. So that way I can mix and match and make different projects or whatever. But having to go through this, forget it. I'll just take my time. I got a couple seasons loaded in that I want to do with it, and that's fine. But yeah, it's awful. And I really wish they would kind of take a cue from Action PC Baseball. This was basically just copy right into the proper directory and you're ready to go. I realize app is proprietary and older and stuff like that. And Tim says his addiction will continue when he gets 1952 and 1985 Strat pre-sales tomorrow. But well, yeah, but at least if you still have Strat Max, at least you can still have a little preview, right? I mean, I know it's not the same as rolling the dice like physically because you can't do that in Strat. Yeah, I know they won't. They're full into Apago, which I have to say, kind of surprising because I really like Apago, and I played more Appa, Dan, back when I was an undergrad than played Strat, and I like Strat, but so I was subscribing to Apago and Strat Max, and I was kind of saying, yeah, I'm gonna keep Apago. Strat Max, I'll probably, unless I get to play head to head with folks. Turned out it's the opposite. I just found just issues and limitations with Apago, and I thought I kind of have the same game in Baseball for Windows. So I'll go back to Apago once they, there's some things about it that I didn't feel easy with that I do with Strat Max. So I'm keeping Strat Max. Apago I'll come back to. I did buy the thing so I can use Master. That's there forever. So but yeah, I know John Herson says that yeah, it is limited. It does a lot of good things. There's some things it does that I do like that Strat Max doesn't do. So Strat Max, when you've got runners on, you actually have to go and look at his card, right? For like you want to see what kind of speed that he has, right? Well, Strat Mac or with Apago, what's nice is they'll at least tell you fast runner, average runner, slow runner. So Strat Max needs that indicator, but Strat Max just does it right. The game flow is really, really nice. And Tim was saying that it is like they're the proper Strat cards now. As I remember trying it about a year or so ago, and Robert was on a chin wagon. He said, "No, this isn't the full game." And Tim had me bring up Roberto Clemente's 1972 card because he's doing a Clemente project, Road to 3000 type thing. And he said, "Yep, this is legit Strat, everything super advanced, blah 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 blah, whatever." But it just plays really nicely. Um, so I had to let Apago for now. Apago go for now. So down the road, I'll get it again, but it still needs some work. And got to give the ball to Strat as far as the online, the playing it through a web interface or whatever. Strat Max is doing it right. I do like the old sort of baseball look of Apago, but I had fun playing it with Ken Castro when we were doing some head-to-head stuff. But I found myself that when I just felt like playing a virtual cards and dice game, I was going to Strat Max like almost 99% of the time, Dan. And I'm like, okay, why am I keeping Apago when Baseball for Windows actually does more than Apago? So I had to let it go for now. I'll come back to it though at some point. But anyhow, so again, apologies to everybody. I said we were going to do all this stuff this past weekend, and I just literally couldn't. And poor Tim, his ears last night, because I was trying a thing again. I was reading it says, "Oh yeah, you can create multiple desktops on Windows 11, and you can stream from one screen to another." And Tim was saying that like the microphone was screeching and humming and going nuts. And I'm like, I said, "All right, I'm off. I'll figure it out." And what it was I just had to buy another monitor, and that's fine. $50. It's a nice little monitor. It does its thing. so, so we will get back to it. Replay Baseball, which is based off of Appa, has a really good PC version of the game. So I love watching other people play that one, Dan. I watch, our Red Sox fan play it. I watch Bernie Strom. I'm sure Bernie's probably really honked off at me. I got to reach out to him because we are going to do Diamonds and Dice this weekend. Um, but it couldn't click with me. I couldn't figure out how to start the damn game. Like I could get in the game, but I couldn't figure out. And Steve Tate was the same way. It was like what's going on here. So again, that might be one down the road I'll look at again, and maybe I've just got to watch a tutorial because Steve was like, "Yeah, I couldn't get a damn game started." And I said, "Neither could I." I said, "So I didn't." But what's cool about replay is they actually make you test their game out first before you. They won't let you buy it until you've tried it. So that's cool. Oh, Aaron, you have no idea, brother. David, he says he sees I'm monitoring the situation. Now I know I'm back. There we go. There's the first pancreas imploding pun from David. I am. So again, I was also looking forward to just a weekend. It's just so cold here in PA to like, watch some broadcasts that you guys are doing a couple, and oh my God. This sucked. So back up your stuff, man. I'm glad I did it, but just back up your stuff. And, but I'll tell you what, it's just, I'm still not done. I still got to put Diamond Mind on here and Pure Sim and Old Time Baseball and Full Count. And so news. Yeah, you get 30 days and you can download the charts to see how the game works. It's not bad. Still not APA or Strat, but a good game. Again, I like watching it being played. The only thing besides, even if I could get a game started, the seasons are a little bit pricey. Action PC has spoiled me, man. They've spoiled me, Dan, like just crazy, because even at full price, his seasons are cheaper than everybody else's, and this game plays so well. Um, you know, and I think there's some other things with PC replay that you cannot do that you can do in Action PC or Out of the Park Baseball. So mixing and matching from different things and stuff like that. So that was kind of a not no go for me. I'm sure it's a great game. I know the Cards and Dice game is fantastic. So I mean, we'll see. But I'm realizing now as I'm migrating everything over to a new PC, how bad this baseball addiction is that I have, because there's still like I think like 8 more games I've got to install on here. It's just nuts. So yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, PC Replay does not. It does not. You're absolutely right. And at least this goes back to 1880, so that's cool. And again, so many sales. I mean, you go on here any day of the week. I'm just going to bring up the 1960 Pittsburgh Pirates because I want to. But anyhow, you're right. So and you can't do your own seasons either, which again I completely understand. So I don't know what model payoff pitch is going to do in their PC game. I'm assuming you're going to have to buy seasons there. So I'm just really hoping they're going to be reasonable. Because I'm not a wealthy man. I work at FedEx, and FedEx does not pay really well. You'd be surprised. I mean, they pay, it's decent, but nobody gets wealthy working at FedEx unless you're the CEO who made $14 million last year. But that's another story altogether. But I am. That being said, Dan, I'm looking for that next game to go all in on, like I did with Action PC. And truth be told, brother, I mean, one where I have to buy seasons for. I haven't found it. I haven't found that game that's making me want to go all in at this point. Diamond Mind. I think if they get out of status quo mode, yes, because I have a lot for that game and I love it. But this game has spoiled me so much that when I look at season prices, I'm like, yikes. Being said again, though, it's not like if you play digital baseball, it's not like for you guys that play Cards and Dice and what your seasons cost. That's I should be thankful even for seasons like they're so in PC Replay, I think they're $26.95 a season. You guys aren't paying that for Cards and Dice. If you're buying Strat, you're buying APA, or Fall Classic Baseball, any of those, you guys are paying a pretty penny for that stuff. And I just don't have the room. and I don't have the bank account right now to do that. So I'm waiting for that next game to go all in on, and until then, it's going to be, Dave Cook has a sale, or Dave Cook or whatever, he has a new product. Yeah, I'm buying it, and yeah, it's a crazy hobby we have. There's a lot worse things we could be spending money on, right? So there is that. There is that I got to remind myself. It's like, okay, it could be worse. It could be worse. So, but that's really about all. Just miss talking to everybody, or talking to, or whatever, and reading everybody's comments and having these great conversations and stuff like that. It was a long damn weekend without you people. Too damn long. Too damn long. So, um, yeah. Um, so other news, really quickly, guys. I heard, so he and I are kind of like, kind of emailing at this point back and forth, and he's in the Discord. So Crash Davis, I'm not gonna, I mean, I've got his real name now, and actually, when I see his real name, it's like I've seen this name somewhere before in the baseball community. Reached out to me in the Out of the Park, sent me a private message in the Out of the Park forums. The guy who developed Strategy Baseball that I showed last week for a couple of days, that a lot of people seem to like, he reached out to me. So cool. So he has he's done some updates on the game, although they're not publicly available. He's still trying to decide, and he was saying, yeah, he said, I was watching the broadcast. He said, and it was entertaining and things like that. He said, but I noticed that, like, wow, what a god awful interface that was, or the colors and this and that. And, but I said, man, no, I said, you got a good game. I said, but, so I'll keep you guys, updated, posted, and hopefully, he will maybe agree to sometime just come on and talk about the project. So on Discord, Dan, if you make sure you're on the McGreevy Discord, go to other baseball games. In fact, you know what? I'll show you where it is. A lot easier than just you know. Let me just bring it over here on the other screen. Let's do this, man. So DIS, because there's two files you have to get with it, Dan. So let me just bring this up for you. Okay. Aaron, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll probably be thanking you for the next 12 months here. Okay, so in the McGreevy Discord, if you go to other baseball games, um, whoever deleted user, I know I knocked somebody off the Discord today because they put some picture on there that was not cool at all. But you're going to have to scroll up here. So there's Pure Sim Baseball, Dan, if you don't have that. That came out before Strategy Baseball. There it is. So you want to get both this 1004.zip, and you want to get this complete phase pack from 1903 to 2019 player picks. What's really nice about this is these are broken down, and I don't have this installed yet, but these are broken down by decades, which is really, really nice. So if you want to, if you're doing something, it's a 1970s project, or something like that, you could just put those player picks in there. Yep, you're on there. Excellent. Good. And then if you scroll back up there a little bit more, you will also find, like way back here, you'll find old time baseball if you're so inclined. So, but there you go. Who's this World's Worst Gamer doing? That looks like that. What is that arcade? Is that RBI baseball or something? I don't know what that is, what game that is, but anyhow, there you go. So three. In fact, there's another link to Strategy Baseball. This is why I have it on my Google Drive. So yeah, it's Pure Sim. So it's kind of funny because Pure Sim is again, that was like the sort of, I don't know. I guess Crash worked. I haven't talked to him about that yet, and I'm assuming he will just decide whether he wants to talk about that or not. But my understanding is that he was part of the team that created Pure Sim Baseball. So, and then when Sean Sullivan, that's the name of the person who did Pure Sim Baseball, or at least was the main guy, whatever. And he decided to give that away free to the community. And that was in 2015, 2016. I'm still living in Europe. And I'm like, oh, cool, free baseball game. Because that was like the big competitor, one of the competitors to Out of the Park back in the, back in the early days, the before times. And it's an excellent baseball game. Unfortunately, it's not being supported anymore. It can be a little bit buggy, but it's fun. And it you can do comes with all the seasons, and it does a lot, pretty much a lot of what Action PC and Out of the Park Baseball do. So make sure to grab that too. Um, but looking forward to getting Crash on here sometime. So he is in our Discord. I think he's Scorpion King. So maybe you guys might want to say hello to him and you know try to convince him to like update the game. I would buy it. I mean, if he updates strategy baseball and he wants to sell it, he's got a customer right here. Excellent game, and he has again updated to reflect some of the more modern baseball nonsense. I mean rules and some other things. And I also offered my help. As an artist, I'm like, look, if you want some help with the interface, let me know, and I'll be glad to help you design an interface that's a little easier to read because it's like this kind of like white text on a pale blue. So it's if you guys look at a couple broadcasts from last week, you'll see that. But it's great. I mean, strategy baseball is really cool. Play any two teams from baseball history together, so like against each other. Already comes with the ballparks, which is really nice. You can do season replays in it, and then you can do just fictional players. So, but it's a deep baseball game. There's a lot under the hood on strategy baseball, and it's just a download. So Dan, if you're still on here, one thing I've got to tell you, and this is something because Crash heard me mention this in the broadcast. So, and unfortunately, I don't have it installed right now, so I can't show you. But in strategy baseball, right? So let's say you're on a screen and you're looking at player ratings, for instance. Do not ever hit the X in the top of the screen. That closes the whole game. What you want to do is look for the close button on a screen, and that you close that, then it doesn't exit out of the game. That's really frustrating when that happens. So definitely make sure you don't hit the X. Do not hit the X. Maybe I'll do a broad with each down in the notes for each broadcast role. I should just put don't hit the X, and everybody be like, okay, I know what you mean now. So yeah, but it's really really just I don't even know what the hell that is. Major League Greats. Anyhow, um, yeah, that's it. Yeah, definitely. You're very very welcome, Dan. I just don't want you to get frustrated with it. But take some time with it. You'll be really surprised. It's sort of one of those apps that like it looks like, oh, okay, there's just a few options. Now I'm gonna explain a couple things that are gonna drive you a little bit crazy. And folks here in the broadcast said, for instance, just turn off the crowd. You cannot adjust the crowd volume. And when you first start that game, I don't know if that's Aaron Neville's voice or who that is. It's the last part of the national anthem. I mean, it's loud and the crowd is loud. So the only way to adjust that is to turn down your PC, but that doesn't help doing streams or anything like that. So it's just as playable with the uh, because it doesn't have a reactive crowd the way Baseball for Windows does, or the way Out of the Park does, or Action PC. So just play it without the sound. Definitely want to do that. But you also want to go into options. You're going to want to slow down the play speed a little bit, the animation. Again, since it is an older game, you put it on a modern system now. It's the animation is a little too fast. Um, and if enough people are interested, I will repeat some tutorials that I did on how to do. Because it's the same process for pure sim baseball as it is for strategy baseball for setting up ballparks. It's not nearly as painful as some other programs, for setting up ballparks. Baseball for Windows is the worst. That's why I've got to get back on my old PC and grab the rest of my ballparks and stuff because I've tried making ballparks of Baseball for Windows and I can't. There's like a step I'm missing. So driving me up the wall. So yeah, but but strategy baseball. When you set up the managers, you can import managers. You can just set up managers, and you can do it by situation and by inning and by score, and super super deep. In fact, the only modern baseball game I know of that lets you get that deep with it is Out of the Park Baseball. So Action PC doesn't even go into that detail or that depth. But then again, not a lot of people get into that kind of depth. I mean, it's decent with Action PC Baseball, but Crash and Sean Sullivan were pretty much really ahead of their time in that. But and of course, the only game that allows you to actually do umpires and actually create umpires and has their AI in it, believe it or not, is Full Count Baseball. It's the only one. It's just that part's not working yet because the pathing isn't fixed yet. But once it is, that's going to be a lot of fun because I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do a broadcast some night. We're gonna have Angel Hernandez. All four umpires are going to be Angel Hernandez. Drive you guys up the wall and myself at the same time. We're gonna have Angel Hernandez calling the plays at first, second, third, and home, and then we'll do a series of four broadcasts. It's like one night he'll be the crew chief, and then yeah, it'll just be great. Why not? Or we could pick a crew if you guys would want to. Once that's working, we could do a thing where we could find okay, who are yeah he does man. Aaron, he says Angel Hernandez, he does. He sucks, man. He does. We could pick some like the four worst baseball umpires we can think of, put them into Full Count Baseball, and just have a blast with it. And we can tell umpire stories. You know, Angel Hernandez sucks when you've got like there's like a lot of baseball channels on YouTube that are really devoted to the suckage of one Mr. Hernandez. And I think he has screwed all 30 franchises in his career. But the interesting thing about him is I read Eric Gregg. Okay, Eric. We put Eric Gregg in there. Big old Eric. Is apparently at one time, I guess when he first started Hernandez, apparently he was a good umpire. Um, at the beginning, they say he's a real good umpire. Da 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 da, and then something happened. Who knows what? But it's pretty fun to just watch his ex now years after the fact, but when you were watching it and your team got screwed, that's a whole different ball game altogether, isn't it? So fun stuff. So yeah hey, how you doing there, Coffee Nut Gaming Network? How you doing, man? He says at least is consistent. Well, yeah, he's consistently bad. he's he's consistently bad, exactly. Cowboy Joe West on Deckinger, I'm sure you're leaving a few off. Yep. And favorite strike call is Jim Joyce. Oh my God. And you look at that, but I mean, there's some really good umpires too. So we can't, some great ones. Jocko Conlon, Bill Clem, right? He said, just call him Angel of the Morning. I'm sure that if you talk to any Major League Baseball player, or, that had to deal with Angel Hernandez, or even had to deal with him in the minors, right? Because they've got to go through up through the system as well. I'm sure they have far more choice names for Hernandez than they do Angel of the Morning. How about it? Angel of Death, Angel of oh my God. There's a play with the Pirates, and yeah, everybody. We should have an Angel. Maybe we'll do an Angel Hernandez thing on Sunday where we'll just take like 10 seconds of a video, show it, comment, whatever. So maybe we'll devote part of the this Sunday's Super Bowl baseball spectacular or whatever to Angel Hernandez. I think we should. I think we should because it just wouldn't be right if not. Doug Harvey is a good umpire. He is a good umpire. And so, I mean, there were a lot of good guys. Ron Luciano, may his memory be eternal, was and wrote two fun books. Did you guys ever read those? The Umpire Strikes Back and Strike Three, I think they were. Aaron, yeah, Aaron, right? An axe to grind with every single team, and I don't know because again, this guy did now again. I don't know where, but it was a documentary. But I read some other stuff, and apparently Hernandez was a good umpire when he first got to the show. John McSherry. Oh my God! Well, we're never going to forget the John McSherry thing. That was a sad day. That was a very very sad day. Cincinnati, that happened, right, Aaron? That happened in Cincinnati. John McSherry, I believe. Um, but yeah, so you know what? I mean, and this isn't excusing Angel Hernandez, or I'll say it in Spanish for a second, Angel Hernandez, but man, because you gotta work. You're starting out there in rookie league, and it wasn't Cincinnati. Thank you, Dan. Right, you're working your way up, so it's so hard to make it into the majors as an umpire. Opening day, yeah. But just how can you be so bad? You've got this great job where certainly, yes, half the people in the world hate you, and the other half of the people love you, and that can change at any time. I'm sure being a major league baseball umpire though, that's such a select group. You know, yeah, he had a heart attack, and it was at Riverfront Stadium, 1996. I remember that. And that was very sad. He just kind of boom. So yeah, sad stuff. Sad stuff. But he was a good umpire, John McSherry. Um, really good umpire. So, so Aaron Reed took me to school today, gentlemen. He did. So back in 2020, I was doing a baseball for Windows game, and Robbie Wartburg, may his memory be eternal, was of course obviously still with us. So Aaron Reed, it was the first time here on this family and this channel, and it wasn't even like, "Hey, how's everybody doing?" Aaron Reed came in, and the first thing he said, he's listening to Ernie Harwell call the game. Where do I get this game? Robert says he's still here. He's listening. Good, Robert. Where do I get this game? So that was Aaron's introduction to the family. So don't put Don Deckinger in St. Louis. There's still a bounty on his head, says Aaron Reed. So anyhow, get the game right. Aaron ends up getting baseball for Windows and stuff like that. And I gave him a few pointers, but Robbie really helped him get through it. And da 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 da. Right. So for all you people out there that are afraid of how modular it is, Aaron Reed, I will remind you again, is sightless, and he navigates it like a pro. So fast forward to this morning, and again, I'm restoring all the baseball stuff and everything, and I'm like, oh my God, the one I really need on there is baseball for Windows for a ton of reasons. So I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I can't find this DVD drive because I have baseball for Windows 5.75 on a DVD. I'm like, I don't really feel like digging for it. I'm just going to spend $35 and buy baseball for Windows 6.1 and just copy my seasons over, and I'm ready to rock and roll, right? No, that didn't quite happen. So I bought it, installed it, and I'm like, okay, I'm pointing it to the directories where these are, and it was nothing, nothing, nothing. I'm clicking, and there's like a little manual that comes with it, and it's like, oh, you click in here to specify the directory. It wouldn't let me do a damn thing. So at this point, like I'm just absolutely livid, right? Livid. I'm yelling at God, my cats, the neighbors who can't hear me. Doesn't matter. I'm yelling at everything. Doesn't matter. So I'm like, okay. So I dug out the DVD drive, right? So loaded up, right? Installed baseball for Windows 5.75. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm ready because it's got the migration tool. Well, what I forgot about the migration tool, the way that works is it's looking for a file called ma underbar bb.ini. So Miller Associates is what it's looking for. So I had all my seasons. Thank God I had them backed up to the cloud, but I didn't back that file up, and that file is on a zip drive somewhere. So I put the zip drive. I thought the one it was on, and it's like not reading the damn zip drive because there's tons of shit on it. So I got back onto Discord with Aaron, and I said nothing's working. I typed to him, nothing's working. He says, "What's not working?" Right? He said, "What's not working?" And I'm like, I can't install these seasons. What's going on? Da 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 da. I'm really losing it, man. Really losing it. And Aaron, so I'm like, I started typing, and I'm like, this is bullshit. So I called him, and there's Aaron. Okay, man, let's just start all over. Okay, so just open this, open the advanced draft, and after you unzip this file and copy this, and then open it, and boom, and it worked. It worked a treat. So Aaron Reed, thank you, because I credit baseball for Windows for keeping me out of the pokey a lot of times. Because I'll just, if I'm working on a tough bit of sleight of hand, I like listening to Ernie in the background. I like putting it on the channel here. And sometimes I just want to I'll put on a game and just sit back and just listen. So thank you, buddy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if I didn't say it, thank you. So 8 p.m. 8 p.m. tonight, 1980 replay Inside Pitch Advanced. Thank you. So we can listen to the crowd barfing and groaning and all those things. That's going to be on the RJL network. Make sure to watch out for the block dragon. So really, really do love Robert's just the way he does his thing. Just excellent. And Robert, I think if you're not you should be very, very near 1,000 subscribers if you're not there already. So congrats on that. Paul Fay like came out of nowhere. But I think it's because of Pocket Pennant Run, dude. He's got more family members. But so congrats. So guys, check out Robert, and also for anybody that's new to Inside Pitch. So you are over 1,000. Congratulations, my friend. I am so happy. I am so happy to see that. That's good. That's we got to keep having people join in these respective families in this larger community. All the great people we have here at RJO, and maybe a few kabooms. Yeah, more than a few kabooms, man. More than a few kabooms. Yeah, that's what we're hoping. Red Sox Yankees tonight. So 8 p.m. Um, but all the great content creators and all the folks that even aren't content creators. You guys are every bit as important, and I know Robert feels that. I feel that. And it's not because we're making money from that. So Robert's home, no work today. Nice for him. I'm home just because it's my Sunday. I'm a Tuesday through Saturday person, work. But you know, and Robert, I know that you had talked about before not wanting to monetize your channel. I'm not going to either once it gets to that point, if it ever gets to that point. I'm like it's 730 something and whatever, but this is just about having fun and being community. Oh, so you work Tuesdays through Saturdays also? I didn't know that. I did not know that, my friend. So I'm one of those second shift guys, though. So you're a first shifter. I don't know how you do your baseball games to get up in the morning, go to work. I couldn't do it, man. Hey, Gary, how you doing, man? Great to see Gary. He says greetings to Beatles, or to Beats, as I'm called, and chat. Cool. David, baseball demos. And I'm going to get to what I was going to say about Robert and David for that matter, too. And that's good stuff, guys. Don't run away. So I'm still looking to do a John Stupor game a Sunday morning to counter the Stupor rule. I think you should. I think you should. So you do work one Monday per month. Gary, good to see you in here. So you have a 6-day week once per month. Oh, I couldn't do it, man. Every once in a while, my boss will be like, can you come in? So I'll like, yeah, I'll come in for a few hours, but I can't the whole. I can't do FedEx 6 days a week, man. It's just that place drives me nuts. And FedEx Express is closing down March 31st, and we're merging with FedEx Ground, and nobody knows where the hell they're going. Anyhow, what I wanted to say is if you're getting into inside pitch baseball, so Robert, every season before he starts a project, he does kind of like the explainer game, I think is what he calls it, and takes you through. David's off Monday through Sunday. I think we should kick him out just for that. We're just going to kick him out. He's like Ken Castro. Oh yeah, I'm sitting here in my robe today. I I rolled up 10 games. I'm like, you bastard. Jesus. So yeah, you guys, man. But do check out Robert's because there's a lot going on in Inside Pitch and Inside Pitch Advanced. But what's nice is Robert takes questions from the chat. He even does them during his replays, but with these particular ones, I mean, they're really good teaching sessions. And while I don't have Inside Pitch, I know that if I picked up the game, watch one or two of those videos, I'd be rolling them up like a pro. David Baseball Demos also Inside Pitch player. But I love the fact that Robert does that before he starts a project is to show you guys how the game's played. So Tim says he's essentially doing his 6-day week in 5 days most weeks. Okay, so that means you're working doubly hard or something because I can't, man. I can't. If I could get 4 10-hour days, I would do that. I could much more easily do 4 10-hour work days than having to work 5 days a week. I want 3 days off a week. I want off Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I'll work Wednesday through Saturday. I wish they would let me do that. So, but I guess not. So anyhow, that's it. Your go-to guy. You know what? But we have so many go-to guys here in this community that I think deserve a mention. So Aaron Reed, you are the official, now you are the official go-to guy for Baseball for Windows. Thank you. Um, you know, Steve Tate for Action PC Baseball. Just incredible what, his knowledge of that game. If I'm looking Strat, there's really two guys for Strat, and that's Tribe Fan and Baseball Demos. You guys actually, believe it or not, you helped me when I was getting back into Strat Max because it's been a few minutes, since I'd rolled any Strat, and so I really appreciate it. And there's Philip, another channel everybody should subscribe to. How you doing, Philip? He's doing he's doing a 1980 Phillies replay as well. By the way, the Beatles sang I'm off 8 days a week. David is rubbing it in here, man. He is rubbing it in here. 48 hours and 5 days, says Tim. Although with Olympics coming up, you're going to work some Saturdays. Okay. It's Philip asking how be everyone. And yeah, so David says he's off 8 days a week. I'm telling you what, man. If you didn't have a wrench, you'd have everybody smacking on you right now, David. They'd be putting a smack down on you. So I think everybody's doing fine. Hopefully, everybody is warm where it's cold. And I learned that not this Wednesday, but week from Wednesday, we're gonna get up to 41 degrees here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and then we're probably gonna have like mass flooding. We have snow all over the place. Anybody in the Carolinas here, I don't know, or if you catch us after the fact, I hope you're safe because they got hit with that bomb cyclone. And I guess new parts of New England got it as well. So Aaron says he hasn't streamed APA since he finished 1966. So you're really into pure sim baseball now, aren't you, Aaron? So warm in the house, cold outside. Yeah, it's even cold down in Kentucky, I know. In fact, we've had a lot of FedEx World headquarters in Memphis, Tennessee, so your neighbor there. And it's been a Mongolian cluster, you know what, since the snowstorm we had up here last week. And I think we're still playing catch up at FedEx. So if you order something from FedEx Express, guys, just be patient. FedEx Ground, you'll be cool, but if it's FedEx Express, planes can't fly when it's that cold. They can't de-ice the wings. Anyhow, so now we've established David works 8 days a week, and Tim does his 48 hours in 5 days. God, props to you, brother. Props to you. Couldn't do it. So 16 people hanging out here, and I'm just rabbiting on about whatever at this point. But yeah, I mean, all the go-to guys that we have here. The amazing thing about this community is the fact that you can reach out to people and say, "Hey, I can't figure this out in this game. Could you, yeah?" And everybody is super cool about it. And boy, huge thank yous to everybody. And again, to Aaron Reed, too. Most of all today. Did you ever watch Castaway when Tom Hanks was a FedEx guy? Yes. Yes, I did. That's a cool movie. That's the one where he's talking to the football or something, the soccer ball, whatever. Or volleyball it is. It's a volleyball. Yeah. I did. So FedEx. You know what? As much as I complain about the company, though, about not telling us where we're going, what facility, UPS just axed 30,000 people last week, and Amazon axed 16,000. FedEx isn't doing that, so I'm very happy about that at least. Oh, what? None of you. So Robert. Okay, so we're gonna put this up in the old comment here because Robert here, he's starting some stuff here. He says the interesting thing about this community is that none of you. Now, notice, gentlemen, he said he's saying that none of us have a life, right? And he says, I'm rolling dice and moving cards around a board, and you guys are watching me do that. Well, you do have a point, but, and he says, come on, guys, but you're also, because you are in the act of rolling dice and moving cards around. So imagine this scenario, Robert. You're doing a broadcast, right? And you've just got done saying stadium barfs, which is what got me to follow you and your channel, man. But somebody walks in, I don't care, whoever it is, and you're doing that, and you're talking in a mic, and you're rolling dice, and you're decide or die says, or strategy die this and that person is going to look at you, Robert, and they're going to, that person, that he or she is going to say, I think you need intervention. So, well, but again, man, the same applies to you. He says there has to be something on TV or maybe a good book to read. Same to you, brother. So, my question is what insanity drives you on camera to roll dice and move cards around? It's the same insanity inflicting us all. And for those of you who don't do these things, oh, look at this. Now I'm getting the big, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I see ya. I see ya. Okay, Robert, I see you. Yeah. Yeah. Try. So Tim says, Robert, we just get our lives done by 8 p.m. Eastern. So there you go, man. So, Robert, you have over 1,000 people that instead of reading and I'm talking literature with a capital L now, I'm talking, Tolkien, Faulkner, Fitzgerald, whatever. Instead of doing that, they're watching you because you've just, man, like you're a baseball magnet. You're the man. You're the man. They're loving you. So, David says, think about doing a jigsaw puzzle stream while eating and talking about pizza. At least it worked for one guy. There's some crazy stuff out there that works, man. I'm like thinking, okay, because I don't ever want to, I'm never going to monetize this thing. But I'm thinking, okay, I want to start another YouTube channel. I'm looking around like what people are doing, the people that have like 300,000 subscribers and stuff like that. And some of the stuff these people are doing is like, wow, there's like 325,000 people that subscribe to this. Are you kidding me? But I will say this, Robert, you talk about, have you guys ever seen a game? I guess it was invented in India or Pakistan. Tim says literature. It's called Karam with two R's, right? And it's cool, man. I've been watching these dudes from like Afghanistan and Pakistan and India. And this is this big table. And it's like there's air coming on the table. And there's like there's this plastic ring, right? And it's like billiards, but there's only four. The holes are at the corner. So remember the carom game you had when a little kid? These are like big, and like they just tap this thing and it just glides right across, and it's mesmerizing. And like I'm like last night, I'm like watching this shit because I'm like, okay, I'm really burnt out from moving all this baseball stuff, and I'm watching it. You guys got to check it out. It's and then, Robert, after checking that out, you'll understand why maybe we watch you roll dice and move cards around. and pile cards on top of each other when it's the end of the World Series, too, which is a nice touch, by the way. Um, yeah, just film my cats. That'll get my big. So cat channels are huge, man. You should be doing the same for Tabby. You know what? I don't want to exploit them. I don't want to exploit them. They already look at me like if I miss getting them their snacks on time. Well, David, or I'm sorry, or Tim, if you have cats, you know what that looks like from a cat, right? And they look at you like, "Where's my treats?" or "You're dead" type look. And I don't think they would be terribly impressed with being on film. But Tabby, she's already. One night David had her on here. Yeah, she does. Well, so one night we had David on here and we didn't figure out yet the don't share audio. So we fixed the echo problem in here. But so David was like, okay, since I can't talk, I'm going to put Tabby. And he had Tabby up here. And all of a sudden, it was crazy. Like just hordes of people came into the broadcast just because Tabby was there. Just because Tabby was there. It was amazing. Back in there. So guys, Steven, is it okay if I tell them who you are or not? Yeah, is that cool? I am back in business finally, man. So Tim doesn't have any fur babies. Okay. Emery says still occasionally playing a starting lineup baseball with the 3 cartridges you have. Still training. Yeah, I know you were talking about that. David says he's thinking about contacting Giovanni's tailor shop for possible sponsorship. Lemoyne's finest. All right. All right. So, guys, I was talking about him earlier, and I know a lot of you guys really love strategy baseball and everything. Um, the man who just came in here, Steven Crash Davis, this is the developer, the programmer, the creator of strategy baseball. And I know a lot of guys, I'm looking back here, at some of the comments in the Discord. People are like, I love this game, or I didn't know about this game, or whatever, and having a lot of fun with it. So this is the man. Now we've just got to convince him as a community to go commercial with this thing and sell it. It's a good baseball game. Robert says the only thing that gets the other channel subs is because of Tabby. Can't be because of the managing of those bland blue and white cards. Ooh, shots fired across the bow. Let's see if David has a rejoinder to that. I'm sure he does, or he'll wait and do it tonight during the 8 p.m. broadcast. The red and white, yeah. So, Stephen, thank you for joining. Stephen is in our Discord, guys. Also, as Scorpion King, I believe. So, say hi and tell me you love strategy baseball. Stephen, I don't know how you would feel about sometime coming on a broadcast, just talking a little bit about just the game, things like that. That's certainly up to you. I think guys, would really, really like that. And it gives me even more of a chance to say, yeah, man, sell it. You have a customer right here. You have a customer right here. These guys are, and I think you would have definitely more than one customer, certainly. You did an excellent baseball game, in your email that you sent me. You're kind of knocking it, but it was like, look, you're creating a baseball game, and there are some things like the crowd, yeah, but it's a good baseball. Let you get a mic first, okay, all right. So hopefully it doesn't take a year, because you really have created. It's so much fun. It is so much fun to play that game. Um, and I hope that you're okay, because at the point where I decided to make it available to the community was when I logged on one day because I actually had a question for you. And by the way, he was great. You'd always questions for Crash, and he'd be right back to you. It was just incredible. And so this was before Discord, guys. This was back. Remember when games had forums? Remember those? Fora. I guess we should do the proper Latin. Fora. And then I went on one day, and it just was not the same because it was like all kinds of stuff in Chinese and things like that. So like, damn. So waited a while, and I thought, wow, it's a freeware game. So hope you're all right that we have made it available. So David says he plays chess. Everyone else plays checkers. Ooh, see that? There we go. Forget Ali Frazier, right? Forget, yeah, forget all the. We got baseball demos, RJO network. Because RJL, man, he fires a lot of shots across the bow, talking about that fluffy, right? The fluffy beast or what have you. So, but these guys are seriously though two of the best, man. Love very different styles, but again, great go-to guys that we have too here. So, but yeah, there we go. Fluffy cat. Yeah, she is, man. She's serious fluffiness going on there. She's some Angora in her. If she's not full Angora, she's got a lot of Angora. She's a beautiful cat. I mean, I have to say this kind of quietly because my two are listening right now. So, yeah. Tabby, she's awesome. She's awesome. She gives David permission to do the things that he needs to do, and that in itself is something to be right. But David is even he's even said that's he's her servant. Yeah, he's her servant. So anyhow, good stuff. Thank you guys for allowing me to rabbit on here for an hour. Um, I'm gonna knock off here in a few minutes. Quick synopsis: a McGreevy Liggery game. It's a league. It's a league. So real quick, how that started was 2 years ago. We did it in Action PC Baseball using the Baseball History Collection, and it because Action PC only goes back to 1880, so everybody kind of drafted players to create a team from 1880 to 1919, and so we're now doing it again. Although I still have to get everything back after this crash. That we're going to be doing it now in out of the park baseball because of the player development lab that has been implemented in out of park 26. And it also has every season in baseball history. So we've expanded the McGreevy League. So now we already held the draft. That's all done. But it's the idea was to draft the best team you can with players from 1871 to 1919. So we did our draft sometime back around Thanksgiving, Stephen. And it was supposed to start. Then my mom, she's doing much better, by the way, guys, suffered a stroke Christmas Eve morning. That threw everything to a tizzy. I had two eye surgeries I had to go through. Now computer crash. So Ned McGreevy is up there in the third base saloon in heaven, and he's having a good laugh at me right now. So, oh, thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Yes, pitchers and catchers report 9 February. So, Stephen, the for a long time, and it really still is, although I've been doing a lot of modern baseball. Um, the heart of this channel, what this channel is about, of course, I always say it's family, and it is, but its focus is more not only about the community, but about a bygone era that people have dismissed. Some people have dismissed. There is one YouTuber on here, creator, I'm not going to mention names, said it doesn't count. Those guys were all plumbers and contractors and blah, blah, blah. And then somebody else just said, I hate dead ball baseball. It's not real baseball. And I decided, okay, if that's, there's God, I can't be the only baseball fan that loves 19th century and dead ball baseball. So that's why if you go back through a lot of the stuff that I've done, Steve, and a lot of it, you'll see like 1902 and 1911, whatever. And so there is that, and it was a different ball game, but those guys were great athletes in their time. They played Major League Baseball, and I always hold that had they understood kinesiology and nutrition and proper training, talent is talent, man. And guys like Hannes Wagner, Ty Cobb, and of course all the the Negro Leaguers that never had the chance. You bring them forward to today. Talent's talent. I mean, that's like saying, well, Mozart if you're dismissing dead ball 19th century baseball, that my thing is this. So you're going to dismiss Mozart because his music's 300 years old. Talent's talent. Greatness is greatness. And you there were 16 teams. And before, Branch Rickey decided to have affiliated minor leagues. If you didn't make it to the majors, pal, you were going somewhere out in Montana playing Class D ball or whatever, or going back to digging ditches. So that's what this is all about. So, yep. But that's it. So, Stephen, we hope to see a lot more around here and everything. And again, no pressure or anything like that. If you can get a mic by next Thursday, that'd be great. But love to have you talk. Just talk about baseball. This Sunday, we are doing the Super Bowl Sunday Baseball Spectacular. There's nothing spectacular about it at all. It's just an all-day, all-evening broadcast devoted to baseball for those of us who don't give a damn about the NFL. So, and there's D. Scott Howard joining us from the Pacific Northwest. How you doing, D. Scott? It is good to see you in here on a, let's see, for you, it's 1:21 in the afternoon. So, good afternoon. And he says, if you didn't make the majors back then, you had to find another way to make a living. Yeah, and that wasn't even just in the dead ball era. And Bob Feller was very instrumental in really starting that push to get players not only for their retirement, but raising their pay a little bit. So, yeah, good stuff. But you don't have to like dead ball baseball or 19th century baseball, but I think to just say these guys were no better than a softball league, which is another thing this person said. That's like, what an insult. Paul, how you doing? How are you doing? So here is the playtester and ne'er-do-well Scouser wanker, who I absolutely love. It's Paul. So you got Paul Fay, man. You got to subscribe to his channel. All things, everything. So, yep. And again, Jack, I will remind everybody. Don't forget. So yes, RJL Network 1980 season game is game tonight, 8 p.m. and it is the Red Sox versus the Yankees, 1980. Yeah, Aaron has so much respect for dead ball baseball. Indeed. Brilliant to see him. I never reply to messages. So, dude, I had a major computer crash, man, and like the only way I can get on Facebook right now is on my old computer, which every once in a while just does a blue screen of death. That's what happened. So, yeah, it's been suck. But anyhow, man, I hope you're doing well. Derek Bain's been reaching out to me too. I'm supposed to be doing a project with him for Sabre. And I finally was able to message him back today and say, Derek, I need like another week here just to get everything done. And then I'll do this with you. And I'm also doing my own independent thing with Sabre too. So there we go. Did you see Aaron Judge having to work as a plumber? Exactly. Oh, thank you, Paul. Thank you. My mea culpa accepted, my good friend. Thanks. So seeing still more people joining the Pocket Pennant Room group in Facebook. So that's good. Had me a weird crash last night, but I think it was just because I was doing all kinds of other crazy stuff. But that's all right. I think I found a reproducible bug, but I'll send it to you, and I'll send you what I think it is in a message, my friend. And maybe you can try it and see. Because I've noticed the game will crash when I try to do this one certain thing, and it seems to be pretty, bang. Better than that, great stuff. And Paul, right after Out of the Park Baseball, the first game I put back on this new PC, or put on this new PC, was Pocket Pennant Run. So I want you and Craig to know that. That's how much I love the game. Before Action PC, before all the other ones, even before Baseball for Windows, it was Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, and I actually played a game last night. So, yay. So let's do new features. All right, and I won't tell anybody, but I will look at the new features. I definitely will. And I will reply. I've just got to bring up my old computer, and hopefully it doesn't B-sod on me, So I know Craig was saying to saw it, enjoyed Cubbies. Good. Yeah, I think, yeah, I was. Well, I did that for you, man, because you're always whinging that I don't do enough Cubs games on here, so I had to do it. Spokane Steve. So we'll go ahead and put this up in the old comment screen here by Jack Dawson, very active. He says, don't forget Spokane Steve. He's doing good, focusing so much on the 1966 season on Stratton. It was good season, 1966. Dodgers Orioles in that World Series. That's the one that Sandy Koufax won for the Dodgers. So yeah, it's a crazy community that we have here, isn't it? So that is it. That is it. Geez, I could have done a baseball game through all of this, but da-da-da. I only have D to say get in that car. So yeah, I know Craig was talking to people, just making mention. There's a lot of big things coming. Pocket pennant run this year. I keep telling you guys, don't sleep on this game. Don't sleep on it. It's special. It's very, very special. And it's I did have it up here. I guess it went away. It got upset. Now bring it back up here because Paul's here. There we go. Boop. Just finished your postseason, so actually getting on deck baseball out tomorrow. Oh, okay. Oh, 60. I'm thinking of 65 and the Twins and the Dodgers, David. Thank you. Yeah. So that was the season 1965 that Roberts, who he thinks is the greatest left-hander in baseball history. I say one of the greatest pitchers in baseball history. Sandy Koufax won the 1965 World Series. So yeah. So projects will take seconds in the next feature. Are you serious? To produce? Really? Oh man. I'm okay. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm dying to. I'm just dying. This is where I want to go. I want to go in this thing, and I want to make. And you can see this is a new install. So and do all of these cool things in here. So I'm waiting breathlessly. If you can believe that. All right. Well, guys, thank you very much. I'm gonna jump. Oh, I can't jump off yet. Can have a whole season export a pocket pennant running into HQ in under a minute. Wow. Divinity 2 developers cut. Already have it. Thank you very much. Anyhow, wow. That's crazy. So the mind is turning. So that's incredible. Because I think that again, it's great as it's a great board game companion. We know that it's a great sort of mini baseball reference. Paul, while you're here, I do have to make a plea. I do have to make before you run away, Paul. I got to make a plea with you. If you could please ask Craig to do this, please. Okay, very quickly. So when you're looking when you're looking at a hitter's card and pocket pennant run baseball, there's enough room, there's enough real estate. Is there any way that RBI totals, like the season RBI totals, could be added? Like, in other words, what the player actually did in that year? Because you watch a baseball broadcast. Yep, he hit 307 with 27 home runs and 98 runs batted in. You can't see the right during when you're playing the game that those RBI totals aren't up there. So there's lots of real estate, and I'm wondering if that would be something that Craig could implement. Because even for game situations too, you want to look at somebody and say, okay, this guy may be not so good with RBI. Let me go to my bench because I really don't like going out of the game. Yeah, on screen in the actual game, because I know you can look at RBI when you're looking at player stats, like outside of the actual game. But yeah, if he could add RBI, that would be amazing. That's all. Then I'll be a happy camper. Yeah, well, I understand, man. You're in that beautiful weather down there in Cyprus, and I would forget too. So, all right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Don't forget, 8 p.m. tonight, 1980 on RGL Network, 1980 replay using Inside Pitch Advanced. Boston Red Sox versus the New York Yankees as Robert continues rolling dice and moving cards. Also, Spokane Steve doing stuff. Everybody doing stuff all over the place. All right, guys. Thank you. Love to you, all of you, family. You guys are awesome. And once again, Aaron, thank you today and get me out of this crazy stuff and back into baseball for Windows. All right, see you guys later. Maybe later this evening, or like way after Robert's broadcast or something. Okay. Oh, of course, never forget Sports Time Machine, guys. Reach out to Sports Time Machine. Please say hi to him. You know that he's doing well and everything like that. We got to get him back on a regular broadcast schedule. So that's Mike's Sports Time Machine. He is in the Discord. Steven, thank you for coming in. Looking forward to seeing you at some future broadcasts. I will be on tonight, guys. Probably later on, about 11 o'clock or something. 10:30, 11 after Roberts. All right. Till then, see you guys around the batting cage. You guys are amazing. What a family you are. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.